Give you a quick sort of look at the MX-1 front and back. So here goes. So what the MX-1 really is a 12-channel mixer. Although it's actually probably more than that in reality. Channels 1 through 4 are dedicated mono feeds. They have a 1/4-inch jack on the back of the machine, which I'll show you in a bit. 5 and 6 is a stereo jack. Again, that's on the back of the unit. Ideally for taking something like an iPod or another device such as that. And then we come on to the digital USB 1 through 4 and the PC channels, which are stereo channels from whatever device you've got put in there. So there is a digital in on this. There are 4 USB ports on the back and a 5th USB port, which is actually the link to the PC. One of the things you notice, these pots at the top of each channel are not gain pots. They're actually allow you to choose how much of the signal is being sent into the filters. Great if you're mucking around with the signal in a live mode. You can push signal in and out of the filter just by twisting the knobs. At the top of the screen, much like the TR8, you've got the beat counter 1 through 16. When this unit is running, they will be flashing. Right in the bottom corner, we have the start-stop button. You press that, it will engage the onboard timing chip, and any unit attached to it, like the TR8 or the TB8, gets started and stopped through one button push. Above the start-stop button, we've got this scene memory. You can set the mixer up, you can set your filters up, you can set your delays up, and then you can store that away for later recall. And you store a scene by hitting the store button, like so. Select a bank where you want it to store, and as you can see, there's some quick recalls there going across the top of the screen. And then you hit store, and that's now stored for quick recall. If you want to recall it, you click on that and then click the scene where you've stored it. So there's 16 storage locations and 4 banks, A, B, C and D. So then we come on to this area here, which is sort of a bit of a universal area, and it acts across each channel, so you can set channel settings. So here I can set the gain, so I select channel 1, and I can set the gain from plus or minus 20 against each channel using this value pot. I can select the pan left or right, so at the moment it's set to center on this mono channel. I can set it right, or I can set it left. I can select what sort of tone I want on the channel, so this is a flat. I can go for a low filter or a high filter. I can set how much of this channel is being sent to the auxiliary send, up to 100. I can set how much of this channel goes to the beat FX, and I can set what sort of fader I'd like in place. All channel specific. Above the channel settings, we've got the master auxiliary send and returns, and we've got settings for the phones. So dead center, you're listening to everything over one side, the master output. On this side, not so much. So you can listen to a set of headphones in that as well. Over on the top of the other side, we've got the tempo button. Again, another fader allows me to set the tempo. If you've got a TR8 or a TB3 or another one of the Roland units that's using the time clock of the unit, that will all be synced up to whatever beats per minute you've got in here. At the moment it's set to 90. So immediately below the tempo button, we've got a bank of 4 buttons, which are all tempo related buttons. Shuffle allows you to vary the steps plus or minus 50 either way. Fine allows you to do point beats per minute, so it's allowing you to obviously come into tune with something else. Sync tells the unit what clock it's working on. At the moment it's set to internal. We can set it to a MIDI clock, we can set it to a USB clock on any of the USB channels, or we can set it to the PC's clock. I'm going to set this back to internal. And tap allows you to actually put your rhythm in by tapping the button. It will to work out what your beats per minute are. Then we come down to this section here, which is sort of the master and outs. The master level is the volume coming off the unit. This mastering button, when you engage that, allows you to set the master level for the effects that you've got engaged. So if you have it down there, none of the effects will play. Up here, more of the effects will play. And then we've got individual left and right meters so you can see what's actually coming off the unit at any point in time. So looking at the back of the unit and starting on the right hand side as I look at it, you see that there is this sort of slot in the unit and a little lock symbol. I think this is a really great idea, and I wish more manufacturers might do this for the equipment. Because this unit can literally just be put under your arm and carried out. If you get a standard laptop Kensington style lock, you can actually plug that in the back of this unit and lock it down to a piece of furniture wherever you're playing. It means that you can go away once you've done your setup or your sound check and know that when you come back the unit's still going to be there. Then moving along the unit, we've got the standard 1/4 inch stereo headphones out and a 1/4 inch left and right jack for going out to the master mixer or an amp or etc. We've then got 4 mono inputs, which again are 1/4 inch jacks. So this is the stereo jack. As I said, it's a typical sort of iPod style jack for taking an iPod stereo signal, and that's on channels 5 and 6. Then we come on to the send and returns, which are phono jacks, and we come on to the digital in and out. So if you've got a digital signal, you can push that in and out through that, should you wish to. In line with other units in the Aria series, there's no through on this unit, it's just an in and an out. Typically, if you were running this as the master, you would have a MIDI signal coming out of this unit. So then we move on at the back to the USB ports. So this is the PC link channel that comes in on the PC channel on the mixer. Then you have the standard spade connectors through 1, 2, 3, 4, which translates to USB 1, 2, 3, 4 on the front panel. When this unit came out, they published in all literature that it was only compatible with the Aria equipment, but they've since, if you have the update, which I believe is update 10, you can now use it with other pieces of Roland equipment. So I have my Jupiter plugged in here, and it will also now all power the boutique range of synthesizers that Roland have just released. I haven't got one yet, it's on my Christmas list, but that would be quite a cool thing to find out. The only downside to this is that you've only got 4 USB ports, and a lot of the new equipment that's coming out, of course, is USB powered. Then you have the power socket, and then we have the standard on and off. So there you have, that's what the MX-1 looks like when you get it out of the box. If, like me, you want to know everything about what can go into it and what can come out of it before you go and spend your money in the shop, to me, to be honest, because I had other area equipment, buying the MX-1 was a no-brainer, and I'm so glad I did.